أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. May Allah inshallah bless all of us in this month and accepts our prayers. A'mal inshallah. Recite the loud salawat and gift it to Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. As the Hukm al-Shari'i, the regulation for tonight, I would like to talk about the niyat of the amal, including for fasting or for salat. If I want to, I have to have the niyat, right, to be able to fast. If I don't have the niyat to fast for Ramadan, that fasting is not going to be accepted, right? I have to know that I'm fasting for Ramadan. But what is the condition for niyat? Should I say it out loud? Should I say it when I want to say my salat? Should I stand in front of Qibla? Should I bring my hands up and I say it out loud? I recite 2 rak'at salat subh for the sake of Allah and then Allah Akbar. Or when it comes to niyat for fasting, I say it out loud that I am going to fast the 3rd day of Ramadan. Is this true? No, you don't have to necessarily do that. If you know what you want to do, that's enough. I'm standing in front of Qibla. I know that is Maghrib time, right? And if I ask you what you do, you say, I'm going to say my Maghrib prayer, right? If I ask you during the day, what are you doing? What is this day? You say, this is the 3rd day of Ramadan, was the 3rd day of Ramadan, and I was fasting for Ramadan, right? That niyat is enough. So you don't have to say it out loud. Some people says, I'm saying 3 rak'at salat maghrib. Today was July 1st at 8:24. No, you don't have to say. You know what you want to do, that's the niyat. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. This salawat was for before iftar, right? Because you were tired, before iftar, when they said salawat and during the azan and the Iqamah, I don't say anything. I said, they didn't do iftar yet, that's fine. But I don't accept this one. Recite the loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You all heard about one of the ayah, the most famous ayah in Quran is Ayatul Kursi, right? That it's very famous ayah, it's very good for protection that you recite. The last part of this ayah says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahu waliyyul ladhina amanu yukhrijuhum min adh-dhulumati ila. Allah is the guardian of mu'mineen, the believers. And as a result, He will take them and He will take them from the zulma, from the darkness, and He will bring them to the nur, right? To light. So we're going to think about this. So the benefit of being a mu'min is that Allah will be your guardian. And when Allah is your guardian, you'll be out of the zulma, you'll be out of the darkness, and you will be in nur. So that's true that this life, this world, minus Allah, that means we're all living in darkness. There's only mu'mineen, because they are with Allah, they will be out of the darkness and they will be in the light and the nur, right? So this world, living in this world, minus Allah, minus Iman, is just living in darkness. If it was not like that, Ayatul Kursi would not say, no, the result of being mu'min and being Allah and being a believer is that you'll be in the light. If you were living in the light, so what? So I'm with Allah, so I was in light, right? But no. That's why, this word should, when we walk, imagine a road, imagine this is a night and It's so dark, and you can't see in front of you. If you don't have the light, what would happen? You probably fall down. There might be a well, you will fall into it, right? Or you cannot get to your destination, you'll get lost. You don't know where to go, right? If you don't have the light. However, some people, they think if they have a little candle in their hands, they're happy with that. You know, I have a little candle, I can work. They live in this world without being in the nur, without having the nur. They think if they have a little candle, so that's fine. That's why they're happy with their life. Minus iman, right? But the question is that, how can I get out of this darkness? How can I find the nur, the light? Where can I find the light? I know the light is with Allah, from Allah, but how can I find it? Let's ask Quran. If for those who were not here previous night, we said that the topic that we're gonna talk about is it's how to get to the Arsh of Allah. The topic was 30 days closer to Allah. And we said in this journey, to get close to the Arsh of Allah, to get close to Mi'raj, ascension, we need to stop in some stations and review them, finish them and go. Tonight, inshallah, the station that we're going to review is Quran. The topic in the station of Quran. The manual, last night you heard, the manual that in order to finish this journey, you need to review. The rules and the regulations that you need to know in this journey are in this Quran, in this book. So you have to know. So let's see what Quran says about the nur. How can I find the nur, the light? Quran introduced itself as the nur, as a light. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is Surah Nisa 174. يا أيها الناس قد جاءكم برهان من ربكم وأنزلنا عليكم نورا مبينا. A proof has come to you from your Lord. A proof, okay? We have sent down to you a vivid light. The other ayah, what did it says? يخرجونهم من الظلمات إلى النور. So it was dhulma, right? What is the nur that Allah used in order to bring mu'mineen? He's not going to bring, actual physically, light or something, or, no. He's going to, the light that Allah is going to bring is different. It's not like this light, because then burn down, right? But the nur that Allah is talking about is not going to burn down. So, this is Quran is saying that Quran is the nur, Quran is the light. In Nahj al-Balagha, Amir al-Mu'minin says that the light of Quran is the light that will never get off. Never. Other lights, they will definitely burn out. Except Quran, forever. It will be like, that's why it's a miracle, right? It will be on all the time. إِنَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ يَهْدِي لِلَّتِي هِيَ أَقْوَامٌ. So in order to walk in this world and this earth properly, healthy, and get to the destination, we need to follow this light. We need to have this light. Let me give you another example. Nowadays, alhamdulillah, because the cities are so big, we need GPS, right? Honestly, if you don't have GPS, you're lost. You can't go anywhere, right? You can't. Not only it'll give you the direction, it'll give you all the obstacles. If there's a traffic, it tells you, hey, change your route. This is a traffic, you're going to stop there, right? So it tells you. It tells you that there's an accident. Be careful this road. So the destination that we want to reach is what? Is the Arsh of Allah, is heaven, is salvation. But there are a lot of obstacles, a lot of accidents, a lot of distractions in this world. The GPS of Quran would show us directly the way and the direction. Go this way. You're going wrong. If you go to the wrong direction, what would the GPS says? You're calculating, right? If you're in the wrong direction, the Quran would tell you, hey, calculate yourself. I'm not going to do it for yourself. I already told you. Come back to the road. This is the GPS that Allah gave us. So if you walk with Quran through the orders and directions that Quran gave you, you'll reach your destination. If you don't follow the direction that Quran gave you, no matter how smart you are and how good is your worldly GPS, you will not get to the destination. That is a promise that Allah gave. You have to follow Quran. You have to follow the orders that Quran gave. Let me give you this example. You know, in this world, if we see some people that are experienced, we would like to talk to them. Usually, mashallah, older people, when we see them, we would like to sit with them and ask them, give me some advices, right? Tell me about you're living 90 years in this world. You have a lot of experience, right? Amir al-Mu'minin says, when you see someone, when you look at the history, one of the benefits of the history is that you don't repeat the mistakes that previous people did, right? I have, mashallah, elders, I respect them, I sit with them, and I really recommend all the younger friends. If you see a nice mu'min, good elders, be with them, sit with them, because their advices are, inshallah, spiritual advices. Ask them, what is the result of your life so far? We'd like to hear, right? So you're living here 90 years, 95 years, tell me something that's precious. I mean, that's priceless information you can give me. I have to go through all the things that you went through and experienced it, but you can just give me a few words. What if I tell you there is a book that they published the word and the biography and the experience of 124,000 people? You'll be shocked. The experience of 124,000 people have been published in a book? Yes. I would like to read that book, right? What if I tell you the experience and the words of 124,000 the most successful people on the earth? You would say that's amazing. You know, usually nowadays the books that we have, the biography of successful people, imagine the biography of Bill Gates, okay? He was successful in one aspect of this life, in business. You don't know about his private life. You don't know about his health. You don't know about other parts, right? Maybe he's, has horrible life. But what if I tell you the book is about people that they are successful from all aspects of their life? I would like to read that book. And what if I said the book is the experience of, and the summary of the experience of 124,000 prophets, that they were all connected to Allah. Whatever they said have been summarized, have been published in this Quran. Because 124,000 people, they said the same thing. Imagine the miracle. They said the same thing. None of them contradicted each other. It's been published. This book is a priceless book. Even from Dunya part, if you want to look, that's great, that's amazing. Bibles, Old Testaments, Avestas, all the books, they testified to the Quran. They talked about Quran. They came to provide the situation for Quran to come to us. When jinns, they heard about Quran, إِنَّا سَمِعْنَا قُرْآنًا عَجَبًا يَهْدِي إِلَى الرُّشْدِ. If you want to reach the development of your life, you have to go through Quran. Sallallahu Muhammad wa Muhammad. So if I want to go into this journey, right, to reach ascension, to reach Mi'raj, I have to know Quran. I have to get more knowledge and more ma'rifah about Quran. That's one of the facts. But sometimes I have to follow the orders of Quran. But sometimes I forget. I forgot about the promises and the oath that Quran gave me, I gave to Quran. One day, someone was talking to Israel, the angel of death, and he told me, I have a request. What is it? If you want to come and take my soul, please come a week before and let me know that you want to come a week after that and you want to take my soul. Israel said, maybe it's just a story. He said, it's the only request that you have. Yes, that's the only. Okay, I'll let you know. All of a sudden, maybe a few weeks after that, he saw that Israel is there and he said, okay, let's go. Everything's done. He said, I asked you to tell me a week before. What happened? You didn't tell me. He said, I told you. When did you tell me? I told you a few times. You didn't notice. Why did you tell me? I came to the funeral of your friend. I say, hello, you didn't see me. You didn't notice. You were so busy. I came to the funeral of your father. I told you, hi, how are you doing? I'm here, hello. You didn't notice. I was giving you the notice. I'm here, I'm getting closer to you. You didn't notice. Sometimes you go to funerals, you think it's a party, mashallah. It was so fancy, beautiful, nice. Let's sit together, have beautiful clothing. You forget about the philosophy of funeral. The philosophy is that you think about the maut, you think about death. You know what? Tomorrow it might be your turn. Oh, I'm still so young, so what? You have to be careful. So he said, I came, you didn't see. It's not my fault if you didn't notice, if you didn't see. I was there and I told you. Why did I say that? Because in Quran, Allah says, you guys promised me, you testified that you chose me as your Lord, and you testified that you will follow me. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَأَشْهَدُهُمْ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ أَلَسْتُ بِرَبِّكُمْ قَالُوا بَلَى شَهِدْنَا. Allah made human beings to testify about themselves by asking them, am I not your Lord? They all said, of course, you are, and we testify. We testify that Allah is our Lord. We testify that Allah is the Lord, and we accept it. So if you forgot about this is not Allah's fault, right? You already testified it. So why Allah brought me to this world? You promised to be in this. You wanted. I don't remember. It's not my fault, sorry about that. We all testify to Allah. We want it. So if you don't follow the promises and the direction of Quran, there's no guarantee that you can reach your destination. One of the other regulations that we have to know it in order to be successful in this journey, is that Quran says everything in this world is in the hands of Allah. Everything. And it means everything. You know to what extent? To the extent that Quran says, وَمَا تَسْقُطُ مِنْ وَرَقَةٍ إِلَّا يَعْلَمُهَا. Even a leaf would not fall down from a tree unless Allah knows about it. You mean all these leaves are going to fall down? Allah knows? Yeah, He knows about all of them. He knows everything, and everything is under the control of Allah. Let me give you this story. Imagine the apple that they dropped in front of Newton, that scientist that found the gravity of the earth, right? The apple that they dropped, pay attention to my words. The apple that they dropped, not it was dropped. They dropped in front of Newton. First of all, 1,000 other people, they saw an apple coming from a tree to the earth. They didn't pay attention to it, right? They didn't notice. Many people before Newton, they saw the apple is coming down, was fall down from a tree. Oh, okay, let's eat it. But that scientist was looking differently and noticed, oh, there's something, there's a secret behind this. Why it didn't go up, it came down. That's the first thing that he noticed, right? But the fact here, Quran is saying, do you think, Quran is not talking about Newton, by the way. It's talking about the fact that everything is under the control of Allah. Do you think that apple was dropped in front of Newton at that time? Or Allah wanted that apple to be dropped in front of Newton at that time? Why not 10 minutes before or 10 minutes after that? Because He wants that apple, when he is sitting there, that scientist that Allah knows he has the capacity and capability and understanding, he's different than other people. He dropped that apple in front of him so he will realize the gravity of the earth. What is the proof that you're saying? No, I'm saying that the apple would just drop itself because it was windy, and he was there, You know what is the proof? Let's ask Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. فَلَمْ تَقْتُلُوهُمْ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ قَتَلَهُمْ. It talks to Mu'minin, it talks to Rasulullah. So it is not you who killed them, the kuffar, disbelievers. But in fact, Allah killed them. I'm asking you, was Allah in the war himself? He was fighting with kuffar? No, he was not there physically, right? But how come this ayah says, no, in fact, Allah killed them? وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. And you did not throw the arrow in the fight, in the war. You did not throw it. When you throw it, but you did not. You did not do it. But Allah did throw. How beautiful. You do something, you want something, but He wants you to do it. He wants that apple to be there at that time. And then you said, yo, Seyed, why it's happening in my life? Why it should be like this? I didn't want to be all this problem. Think about this. Be a little bit quiet and think about this. Before you be so, make a chaos, and think about, if I have everything in my life, one of the philosophies, if I have everything in my life, beautiful, ready, everything, I just got married, Mercedes, beautiful car, beautiful everything, isn't it boring life? What do you want to work for? Do you know what is the reason that the committing suicide, the rate is so high among rich people? Because there's no other purpose of life. They have everything. It's so boring. So, I work for what? I study for what? My dad will give me everything. So let's sleep. How many days do you want to sleep? You see the beauties of... Have you seen these ropes that they have tie on them? This is like the life. If it doesn't have the tie, it's a slippery, you fall down, right? They have to put some tie, so you take that tie, that problem in your life, and go on. Those ties are the problems that we have in life. We think it's a problem. It's a blessing from Allah for us. Otherwise, the rope is so slippery, we fall down. And you know that. So why Allah is... During the test, teachers are quiet. If you see a teacher is talking during the test, it's a kind of teacher. When you're in a test, Allah is quiet. He's waiting for you to see what you want. He already gave you all the hints. And this merciful teacher, even during the test, sometimes is like, hey, pay attention. Hey, be careful. You're doing wrong. This is a wrong answer. Go to the other direction. But sometimes like, I know about it, forget it. Because your teacher is telling you what to do. So there is someone behind all these things that are happening. And pay attention to this. 100% attention. And the messages that Quran is giving us for our lives is like that apple that Allah dropped in front of you. The messages that Quran has, the rules and regulations that Quran is telling us is like that apple that is dropped in front of us. It depends on us to see it or not to see it, to believe it or not to believe it. Many apples have been dropped in front of me. Not even apples, oranges, bananas, strawberries. Strawberries come down from the tree?
No.
Huh? Some people says yes. Some cucumbers, huh? From the tree. No. Watermelons from the tree. It says a strong tree. Many things happen in front of my eyes. I'm like those scientists before Newton. I don't pay attention. MashaAllah, it's a good apple, let's eat it. No. Maybe that's the philosophy behind this. Maybe that's the reason behind this. You have to pay attention to it. He thinks if you recite 1,000 ayah a day, you're so close to Allah. MashaAllah. No, who said that? Who said you should recite 1,000 ayah? No. You should understand what you are reciting. What is the philosophy behind this ayah that you're reciting? What is the meaning of it? He had the tasbih, subhanallah, subhanallah. He recited all Quran and everything, mashallah, every day. Doesn't mean necessarily he's close to Allah. You know why? Because when it comes to the donation, he wants to give donation to the masjid, to the center. He opens his wallet and he looks for all $1. Oh, it's $5. No, I can't forget about it. What kind of Quran are you reciting? That Quran says, if you give donation for the sake of Allah, qarz, if you give donation for the sake of Allah, Allah will multiply it and will give it back to you. So if you're reciting 1,000 times this ayah in Quran and you're understanding it and you're not following it, what is the purpose of it? No, this Ramadan I just don't want to recite and recite and recite. It says, mashallah, someone was saying during Ramadan, I finish Quran 30 times, each day one round. So what? Is this a NASCAR? Is it a competition? So let's recite. No, you should understand what you're reciting. You follow it. Someone was doing zikr and was saying, La subhanallah, La subhanallah, La subhanallah. What is this zikr? La subhanallah. They said, oh, I was supposed to say 33 times, and I said 43 times, so I'm taking 10 of them back. So I'm saying, La subhanallah, so I'm taking them back. So some people, they think they should just, repeat. They get used to it. They get used to it. Remember last night I said, don't get used to Ramadan. Don't get used to fasting. Don't make it adat and habit for yourself. Don't get used to just reciting Quran. No. If you see reciting Quran you have to add into it. Do you know how hard it was in Islam, in the history of Islam, how hard it was for us to have this Quran in front of us? Do you know how many people were killed for the sake of this Quran? You follow? Do you know how many people were tortured for the sake of this Quran? So me and you have this Quran in front of us, in our house, in our centers. Do you know that they tortured Rasulullah for the sake of this Quran? Do you know that he was away from his home and his town because of this Quran? Because me and you have this Quran right now. Did you know, have you ever looked at this way, that Amir al-Mu'min was killed in Mihab, in Masjid, because of this Quran? Did you know that Imam Hussein was killed in Karbala to keep this Quran safe? For the sake of this Quran? How many people since the beginning of this world, they work for the sake of us to have Quran right now in front of us? So isn't it shameful that I can read and recite, I can read English, Spanish, Italian, French, Chinese, but I can't read the Kalam of Allah. I can't read the words of Allah. Isn't it shameful? I'm so proud. I can speak 4 languages. So what? Oh, Arabic is not my... Really? Facebook. Last visit, 3 minutes ago. Twitters. Last visit, 4 minutes ago. Viber. Last visit, 5 minutes ago. WhatsApp. Last visit, 8 minutes ago. Quran. Last visit, last Ramadan. I keep myself so updated with all these distractions and disgusting things sometimes. But when it comes to Quran, I can't even read it. I don't even understand what's going on in the Quran, in the Kalam of Allah, in the words that Allah gave me. أَلَمْ يَعْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Has the time not yet come for those who believe that their hearts should be humble for the remembrance of Allah and for the truth that has descended through revelation. It's so bad. But when you look at it this way, it's horrible. I was so neglectful about this Quran. Thousand billion people have been killed for the sake of this Quran. And the only thing I want to do is just to be able to read it and recite it. The history of Islam, they gave their life for this Quran, and the only thing I want to do is just to be able to read it. I can't. Really? What is the cost of being Muslim for us? And this is for youth. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he said, Man qara'a al-Quran. Pay attention, youth. Man qara'a al-Quran wa huwa shabun mu'min. A young mu'min, when he recites Quran, constantly, this is my definition, constantly and with attention, right? اختلط القرآن بلحمه ودمه. Quran will be mixed with his flesh and with his blood. Do you know what that means? That means you look the way that Quran look. You breathe the way that Quran breathe. You talk the way that Quran talk. You walk the way that Quran walk and Quran wants you to walk. When your flesh and your blood is with something, that means you function with that, right? You function based on Quran, and this is only said for shab, for young people. وَجَعَلَهُ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ مَعَ السَّفَرَةِ الْكِرَامِ الْبَرَرَةِ. And Allah will put that mu'min, that young mu'min, He will put him or her with the best of His angels. وَكَانَ الْقُرْآنُ حَجِيزًا عَنْهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And the Quran would be his or her protection at the day of judgment. At a time that people are running everywhere because they're so afraid of their amal, he or she has a protection, which is Quran. I'm so sorry, Allah. I'm so sorry that I wasn't mindful about this. It was among us. It wasn't in my shelves. I could see it, and I was not approaching it. It's so bad. How shaitan sometimes comes to us and deceives us and distracts us that we don't even understand it. We don't even notice it. Sorry to say it, but I can recite Quran very well. I can understand Arabic. Everything is fine. Everything. So I don't have to. Have you ever seen those professional truck drivers or taxi drivers? Like they're driving 40 years. They're so professional, right? Very professional. But when they drive on the road, the way that they pay attention to the road is like the first time that they're driving. He doesn't drive like this, put his head down, says, I'm driving 40 years, so I was driving in this road for 40 years, so I know every single obstacle of this road, so I don't have to look at the road. No, he always look at the road, constantly look at the road. Why? Because he said there's some dangers, some potential dangers and obstacles, I have to check it. Constantly, every time I have to check myself and the road to make sure I'm doing it. You have to be careful. You have to constantly check yourself. Make sure Quran is not an adat. It's not just habit to recite it. And this is for older people. I gave one gift for youth, and this is for adults. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, إِنَّ الْبَيْتِ إِذَا كَثُرَ فِيهِ تِلَاوَةُ الْقُرْآنِ. In a house, if the people of the house members, they recite Quran a lot, كَثُرَ خَيْرُهُ وَاتَّسَعَ أَهْلُهُ. The khayr of that house will be a lot. The benefit of that house will be a lot. وَأَضَاءَ لِأَهْلِ السَّمَاءِ كَمَا تُضِيءُ نُجُومُ السَّمَاءِ لِأَهْلِ الدُّنْيَا. And that house would be so shining to the angels of Allah, the way that the stars are so shining for us. When you look at the sky at night, you see how shiny, how beautiful they're. those houses that they recite Quran a lot with attention, when Malaik look down, they say, wow, that house is so shiny. Pay attention to it. And when you attract your attention, you go there, right? They go there. They bring the blessings of Allah there. So how beautiful is that? In the middle of the night, our youth, they wake up. They set their alarms at 3 a.m. They wake up. They go outside. They open the Quran. They start reciting. They put their face on the dirt and say, Ya Allah, I'm sorry. Ya Allah. How beautiful is that? Allah will tell, He will tell His Malaik, look, I'm proud of him. He is the same Adam, he is the same human being. And you, Malaik, told me when you were creating Adam, because of him, he is still young. He woke up in the middle of the night to talk to me. I know how to deal with him. I know how to reward him. How beautifully answering. It's beautiful. It's beautiful if mothers, they can play the voice of Quran in their house during the day. Why should I have this and that music? And I have this beautiful voice, the kalam of Allah, compatible with my nature, with my fitrah. Play, some Quranic recitation during the day. So when your kids, your husband, they come home, they hear this Quran. Sit down. Imam Ali, that's my last version. Imam Ali, when he was talking to his son, Muhammad Hanafiya, he said, my recommendation to you is you never get away from this promise and this Quran, this ahd between you and Allah. At least recite 50 ayah a day. Keep it in your mind during the year. At least 50 ayah of Quran. We are only told to recite. In this 50 ayah, we have all the recommendation of the akhlaq, of the history, of the irfan, how to get close to Allah. Everything is there. Let's go to Musibat. We promised that inshallah every night we finish our majlis with the Musibat for Ahlul Bayt. I told you, many people. I told you for the sake of this Quran, how many people have been killed. I want to introduce one of the soldiers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. His name is Seyed Hadi Yassin. He's one of those soldiers that when Imam Hussein alayhi salam, I don't need it. When Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he was going to say his prayer. Is it for the camera?
Yes.
Oh, you can put it, sorry. When Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he was going to say his prayer, Sa'id came to Imam Hussein and he said, I will be in front of you. He knew who is the real Quran. Imam Hussein is Quran now. Imam Hussein is the one who will translate Quran. So Sa'id stood in front of the arrows. Not that he was dodging, no. When he saw that the arrow is coming to hit the head of Imam, he was bringing his head to make sure that the arrow is not going to hit him. When he saw that the arrow is going to hit the hand of Imam, he was bringing his hand in front of it to make sure that it's not going to hit Imam. When he saw that the arrow is going to hit the heart of Imam Hussein, he brought his heart to make sure that Imam is not going to hurt. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. والآن أعداءهم أجمعين. When Imam he finished his salat, he saw that Seyed he falls down. Imam came to Seyed, he put his head on his thigh. It was the last moment of his life. He opened his eyes, he looked at Imam. He told Imam, Ya ibn Rasulillah, hal wafaytu. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, oh the son of Rasulullah, are you satisfied from Sayyid al-Raya? Imagine the last moment of his life. He gave everything that he had, his life for Imam. And at the end he's asking Imam, are you satisfied with me or not? Let's ask Imam. I know that I was not a good abd and good servant, Ya Imam Hussein. But I promise your mother Zahra, the first night of Ramadan, I promise her that I will try to be a good Shia for you, to be a good follower for you, Ya Hussein. If you put yourself at the position in Karbala, just one moment, at the end of the day, when all the soldiers, when all the companions are gone, Imam, he is standing there all alone. He's looking all around the Karbala. Oh Abbas, where are you, Abbas? I need you right now. Oh my brother. Oh Zuhair, where are you, Zuhair? Oh Habib. Imagine what happened to the heart of Hussein at that moment. You see, the enemies are standing there. They are waiting for Imam to pass away so they can attack the Khiyaya. It is so difficult for a man to see that some people, they want to attack his household. Ya Hussein, let's all together 5 times, let's call together. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والأن أعداءهم أجمعين. إن شاء الله لا تؤمن. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناس ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help us in this Ramadan, in this holy month, to get more of the ma'arif of yourself, Rasul and Ahlul Bayt, inshallah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help us to use all the opportunities in this month, inshallah. Help our younger friends and provide all the opportunities for their success, specifically their marriages, inshallah. Those friends who are sick, couldn't make it to come to this majlis and the same majalis, please cure them at this time. Those who passed away, send the tawaba of this majlis to their soul, inshallah. Rahim Allah wa iyaka wal-Fatiha.